What's up, you people, goats, whatever you are? Mr. Octagon from Octagon Gaming. Now, we're sort of starting a new series here. This will be like prospect rebuild. So, what we're gonna do is we're starting like in week 17, like start today, and we're gonna do the off season. We're gonna make the real life prospects. This is gonna be the Sam Darnold Giants rebuild. So I'm gonna draft a quarterback, make him Sam Darnold, and rebuild the Giants. I'm gonna make this rebuild realistic, so it'll be realistic prospect rebuilds. If you don't want these to be realistic, let me know, but I think it'd be funner if it was realistic. Of course, we're still going to have our unrealistic rebuilding series, but I think this could be really fun. A lot of people do this in 2K, where they get like real prospects with the draft classes, but I never really see it for Madden, so I kind of want to do it for Madden. I will do it for 2K, though. I do want to rebuild all 30 teams, though. First, I think we've rebuilt like 20, because we just rebuilt the Spurs. So if the Giants suck, win or lose, they will have the second pick, so it really does not matter if I force win. Like, I just did the Browns, and I force win. I would do like a Josh Rosen, Minkah Fitzpatrick rebuild for the Browns, but I'm not, because, wow, they still just winning. Cool. But, I'm not going to do that, because, like, we're still going to get the second pick, and if not, then I'll make sure we trade for it. But, looking at this team, quarterback, obviously, will be Sam Darnold. Running back is a mess. There's a lot of young depth, like Wayne Gallman, Paul Perkins, Orlean Sarkwa, but none of them are great. Receivers, Odell Beckham and Sterling Shepard and Evan Engram are all very talented young players. Offensive line, minus Justin Pugh and Weston Richburg, don't know why he's starting, is horrendous. The defense, Dalvin Tomlinson played really well. The defensive line is very talented. And the secondary, Landon Collins, Janoris Jenkins. The linebackers suck, though. Key Mayers is a 71. Wow. But I'm going to send him to the offseason. Let's get it started. So looking here, I only am making like 2 to 3 player trades at most, just for realisticness. What do I mean by player trades? Like trades involving players. Like, I'm not going to go out and get Khalil Mack. So re-signing like I did, I would have normally brought back Orlean Sarkwa for trade, but wow, he's slow development? Oh. Well, yeah, I'm happy I didn't bring him back. I'm not bringing him back because, like, trade bait, like, I'm not going to do that for realism. But I did bring back both Weston Richburg and Justin Pugh, the only two saving graces on the offensive line. I also offered Devon Kennard a contract because he's somewhat young, and he declined. I don't really care about him. I mean, the linebackers suck, so we're definitely going to be drafting a linebacker. So free agency, anyone good in here? Oh my gosh. Like, normally the free agency class is bad, but not this bad. In free agency, everyone rejected Gerald Hodges, Jack Newhart, and Tim Williams. I really wanted to get Tim Williams because he's really young. Don't know why the Ravens let him go. And I also really wanted Jack Newhart because the O-line sucks. Don't really care about Hodges that much. That's just because we have no linebacker tech. We have 2 linebackers. All we have is B.J. Goodson and Ray Armstrong. That's it. So, like, that's the only reason why I went after him. He didn't accept. This is going to be a rough. It is realistic that I go trade Eli Manning away because it sounds like he will be traded. So I am trading him to the Denver Broncos for a 4th round pick next year, as well as a 7th round pick next year. I'm now in the 2nd round. I just made my 1st round pick, which of course will be Sam Darnold. And there's no one really appealing at my pick, so I'm trading a 2nd and a 5th, as well as Scott, to the Browns for their 1st and their 3rd round pick next year. Now, this does not count as a player-for-player trade, because it's not like I'm getting a good player in return, and it's not like I'm trading a good player. Like, Scott, he's never going to touch the field, so this doesn't count as a player-for-player trade. It may not be the most realistic trade, but it's not like trading for Khalil Mack or something like that. So I just finished the draft, and I created some of the real-life prospects. I think we had a very good draft. So, of course, we took Sam Darnold, the main focus of this rebuild. Now, he was originally a 77 overall with normal development, but for these prospect rebuilds, I will give the featured prospect superstar development, which in this case for this video is Sam Darnold. Reason being is, like, I want the prospect to be good. Like, let's say we do a Saquon Barkley rebuild next, I'm going to give him superstar development, but I promise this is the only development I have changed. So, in the 3rd round, I took Ogbonia Okronwo from Oklahoma. He looks like an absolute beast. Our linebackers are not good. As I mentioned earlier, all we have is B.J. Goodson and Ray Armstrong. So, we need an outside linebacker or two, and Okronwo would definitely help that, but you need 2 outside linebackers, right? So, in the 4th round, we took Lorenzo Carter from Georgia. He looks like a beast, too, so Okonkwo and Carter will be the middle linebackers for the future. These were the 3 guys that I edited. These 2 I didn't edit. Shea, he looks like a good player. He's probably going to start. 80 run block, 76 pass block, 90 strength, 86 impact blocking. That looks really good, but the reason why I didn't make him a real player because he's an offensive lineman. Maybe I will for like a first or second round offensive lineman, but I mean, I'm not going to have a video feature to an offensive lineman. Even if the second round or seventh round, I just took a guy who had a really good combine, Solomon Fletcher. 96 speed, 97 excel. Kick returner. That could be a Pro Bowl if he's a good kick returner. Here's a look at the team going into the first season. Of course, Sam Darnold is the quarterback. Superstar development. We need him to get a lot of XP. Hopefully, he can win Rookie of the Year. I decided between Wayne Gallman and Paul Perkins. I went with Gallman. They're both 23. They both have normal development, and they're both with a 77 overall. Neither of them are a franchise running back, so yeah. Receivers Odell Beckham and Sterling Sharp are great. Brandon Marshall is declining. Tight end Evan Engram, he's like the perfect player to have because blocking does not get you in the Pro Bowl. But if Engram can have a really good season, hopefully he'll get a lot of XP. The O-line, I moved Richburg to left tackle. The rookie Shea's going to play right guard. And I also signed Jeremy Zuta. He was the only player I signed in free agency. So he's going to be playing right tackle. Onto the defensive line. Same from last year. Vernon, Snacks, Dalvin Tomlinson, and JPP. Linebackers, of course, we added Oronquo and Lorenzo Carter. Secondary also has not changed. I will look to move Eli Apple because I do think that's pretty realistic. Of course, Landon Collins does not like Eli Apple, and obviously this team cares about Landon Collins more than Eli Apple. So let's get to the end. Unsurprisingly, we see practice squad player sign, which means we did not make the playoffs. 47,000 XP for Darnold. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that. Would have liked more from Evan Engram, but 47K is a lot on the defense. Okay, so the game signed Connor Barwin. Are you kidding? I wish I changed his position. He's still got 11,000 XP though, Lorenzo Carter, which isn't awful, but that's really annoying. Oronquo got 26K. Is that Rookie of the Year? No, that's just saved up XP. Would have liked more from Dalvin Tomlinson as well. We went 7 and 9. Interesting. I do want to see the stats. Sam Darnold, 11 picks, that's all. That's actually very solid. Almost 4,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 picks. That's very solid for a rookie. Running the ball, Wayne Gallman. That's a good amount of yards and a good amount of touchdowns, but 3.2 yards a carry is absolutely awful. We need a running back. I also want to see our rookies on defensive stats. Goodson had a lot of tackles. Oronquo, 107 tackles, 3.5 sacks. That's solid. 9.5 sacks for Olivier Vernon. Interceptions. 6 for Landon Collins. 3 from Apple. 3 from Jenkins. 1 from Cromartie. We do need another corner because Cromartie's pretty old and Eli Apple will just get him out. Was Darnold in the MVP race? No, he was not. Was he in the Offensive Player of the Year race? Yes, he was at number 6. Of course, he won Rookie of the Year. Great season. We are now at the re-sign phase, and immediately we see Odell Beckham and Landon Collins. We definitely have to bring back both of them. Brandon Marshall, I'm going to let go. He's 35 years old. He's going to keep on regressing. A lot of regressing. Jones, I think he started, but I'm going to let him go. Eric Flowers, bye-bye. Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie. He's already a 73 overall. I think when I started this, he was an 81. Now he's already a 73. So I'm definitely going to let him go. So, pretty much just Odell Beckham and Landon Collins I'm going to bring back. Landon Collins did accept. Odell Beckham did not, but we did slap on the franchise tag, so we will have him for at least another season. So, hopefully I can re-sign him next year. And hopefully this free agency class is very good. This free agency class seems very enticing. I'm going to offer Jadeveon Clowney. He's not at a major position of need because we're good at defensive end and we're good at outside linebacker. But Jason Pierre-Paul is 30 and he's only an 81 overall. So he is starting to decline. We offered Nelson Aguilar a deal just so we're going to have a stacked receiving corps if we can get him. Odell Beckham, Nelson Aguilar, Sterling Shepard, and Evan Engram. Sam Darnold's going to have some great targets. Byron Jones, because Darian Thompson hasn't really progressed that well. Jones does have quick development, but if he doesn't really progress that well, then I only offered him a 2-year deal. And then these two are young offensive linemen, 25 and 23 years old. So, of course, I'm going to offer youngsters a contract. So, after stage 1 of free agency, we signed Aguilar, Stuber, Clowney. We got everyone. That's really clutch. So, I may trade JPP now. Receivers are set. But JPP may be on his way out, unfortunately. Wow, Byron Jones is 27,000 XP. I'm happy I got him in. In the draft, we have the number 1 overall pick. I'm assuming that's from the Cleveland trade because we went 7 to 9. 7 to 9 does not get you the number 1 pick. So good that we didn't take some scrub in the second round. And now we have a top pick in the draft. And we also have a good third rounder. We also have a 12th pick. 12th pick in the second round. And I'm assuming 2 third rounds. You'd think the Browns would learn. But this is the exact same trade. A second, a fifth, and a scrub to the Browns for their first rounder and their third rounder next year. This is just for the next game. I love it. The draft was not great, but we had a pretty solid draft with the first pick. We took a middle linebacker, so we made him Cameron Smith from USC. 79 overall. Normal development, but middle linebackers generally win Rookie of the Year a lot, so I'm hoping that Cameron Smith can do that. With our other first round pick, we took a running back, and we made that Mike Weber from Ohio State. 80 overall, normal development. Obviously, I wish that Smith or Weber had a development trait, but hopefully he can win Rookie of the Year too. The offensive line is not great, but we did draft a lot of offensive linemen. These were the only 2 guys we created, because we drafted a lot of offensive line. Hanks, Weiss, Joey James, he was probably our best one. We also got Whitting, and then in the 4th round, we took a linebacker for depth. We also did that in the 7th round by taking a running back, Burns. So I put JPP, Justin P, and Western Richburg on the trade block. The only one getting offers right now is Western Richburg, which is for one out of those 3 who I probably want to keep. I did get some solid offers. I got some future firsts. I also got offered Deontay Foreman, but we don't need him because we have Mike Weber. So maybe I'll just have to do a proposed trade. I'd much rather trade Justin Pugh than Weston Richburg because Pugh's a little older and Weston Richburg has quick development, but the Eagles were only interested in Richburg. They were not interested in Justin Pugh. So I'm trading Richburg as well as Odom to the Eagles for Sidney Jones and Rasul Douglas. The cornerback spot has been a big issue. Janoris Jenkins is starting to decline. Eli Apple isn't really anything. And other than that, we have nothing. So getting 2 young, talented corners. Sidney Jones is 23. Rasul Douglas can't be much older. 23, 24 at most. So those 2 are definitely going to get a lot of quality playing. Now teams are interested in Justin Pugh, and I kind of want to trade him now because our auto-generated offensive linemen are awful. So I get to choose between a Rams or a Chargers first-round pick. The Chargers always do so good in this game, but I will take their pick because I feel like the Rams have a better future than the Chargers, even though the Chargers are cheesy in this game. JPP is still on the trade block. I put Eli Apple on the trade block. They have not gotten offers yet. I'm a little surprised JPP hasn't. So hopefully he will. We are trading Eli Apple and a 4th round pick to the Houston Texans for their 1st round pick. So now we have our pick, the Browns pick, and the Texans pick. Not too shabby. So I'm looking for the trade block, and at running back there are a lot of talented players. Of course, Deontay Foreman, Latavius Murray, a few others. But one that caught my eye was this guy named Daniel Jones on the Bucks. We're trading a 5th, a 3rd, and Burns to get him. He's 23 years old, 83 overall, and he has superstar development. So Mike Weber is not going to be the starter anymore. It's going to be this Daniel Jones kid. Since Jason Pierre-Paul is 30, not many teams want him. Only 3 teams want him. So all we're able to get is a future 3rd round pick from Miami, which isn't that bad of a trade. Here's a look at the team going into the 2nd season. I know I made a lot of trades, but I don't think they're unrealistic. I think they're realistic because this Jones guy, he was on the trade block. The Bucks did not want him. And then we got a few guys buried in their team's depth charts like Sidney Jones, Rasul Douglas. None of them were going to play. So Sam Darnold, Jones. Mike Weber is still going to get quality carries, hopefully. Receivers are looking good with the addition of Nelson Aguilar. Offensive line is bad. I think I'm going to cut Jeremy Zutat just so I can make sure that I have my whole auto-generated offensive line starting. It's going to be a rough year for Darnold. It's going to be a rough year for Jones. I already know. But I hope they both get a lot of XP. Defensive line, of course, we added Clowney. Linebackers, we added Cameron Smith. And in the secondary, we added Sidney Jones, Rasul Douglas, and Byron Jones. So hopefully we can maybe make the playoffs. Unfortunately, we once again missed the playoffs. I do see Cameron Smith does win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Darnold did not get a lot of XP. Neither did Jones. The offensive line, better than I thought when it comes to XP. Cameron Smith, 42K. Akronwo, 16K. We went 7-9 again. So looking at the stats, Darnold, yeah, not as good. Yards is very solid, but less touchdowns, more picks. Not good. Running the ball, Daniel Jones, I figured he was not going to play well. 3.6 yards a carry. Mike Weber had 3 yards a carry. That's awful. Receiving, Odell Beckham played well. Sterling Shepard over 1,000 yards. I want to see Cameron Smith stats. 144 tackles, 2.5 sacks. Wow, I see some big sack numbers. 20 from Clowney, 18 from Olivier Vernon. That's what I like to see. 5 interceptions from Rasul Douglas. That's surprising. But I'll take it. In the re-signing phase, we were officially able to re-sign Odell Beckham. We also brought back Sterling Shepard. He is extremely important to this team. No one else I really want to bring back. We don't have a lot of money, so I'm going to look to trade like big contracts like Janoris Jenkins, Damon Harrison. They could probably be on their way out. So let's get to free agency. A big rule for this series is going to be that we can make at most 2 really unrealistic trades per video. This is number 1. We're trading Janoris Jenkins. He's on an extremely big contract, as well as a 3rd and a 4th to the Bucks for Obi. Very good offensive lineman. We need offensive line. The free agency class does not have good offensive linemen, but they do have a good cornerback and defensive tackle, which is what I am looking for because I'm looking to ship away Jenkins as well as Damon Harrison, and I may consider trading Olivier Vernon, and there's a good defensive end in there as well. I want to save the second unrealistic move, but when I can get Travis Frederick, I'm going to take Travis Frederick. So I'm trading Snacks Harrison and a 6 to Dallas for Mr. Travis Frederick. Carson Wentz is in here, and that's so tempting, but this is the Sam Darnold rebuild, so I can't get him. But I do really want DeForest Buckner and Kendall Fuller, especially Kendall Fuller. I have not seen the draft class yet, so I don't know how good it is at defensive tackle or cornerback, so I need to get one of these two. Or, no, I need to get both of them. In the draft, we have picks 4, 11, and 14, and we were also able to bring in both DeForest Buckner and Kendall Fuller, which is really clutch. So, hopefully, we can get some really good players. We had a very, very solid draft. So, with our top pick, we took Toby Gleason. We still need offensive line. He's definitely going to start day 1. With the 11th pick, we took A.J. Thray. He looks like a beast. Olivier Vernon is out, pretty much. With the 14th pick, I was deciding between 2 corners. I went with this guy, even though he's 24 years old, but I'm happy I did. He's an 84 overall. Then we took Lewis Parsons, 75 quick, so he's probably going to be a number 3 cornerback, and then we'll move down Sidney Jones and Rasul Douglas, even though Rasul Douglas played really well last year. And then in the 7th round, we just took 2, I guess, backup. This is the team going into the 4th season. Darnold, of course, still a quarterback. We need Daniel Jones to be playing really well. Receivers, tight end has not changed. Offensive line, Obi's going to be left tackle, Frederick will be center, and Gleason will be right tackle. On the defensive side of the ball, I just traded Olivier Vernon to Houston, so we can start Thray. Of course, DeForest Buckner was also added to the D-line. Linebackers have not changed, and in the secondary, we added Maroney, and I want Parsons to be the number 3 corner. So hopefully we do well. At the end of the season, we go 11-5. We finally make the playoffs. Thray with 20k XP. Dalvin Tomlinson with a lot of XP on the offense. Sam Darnold has 30k. That is from a Pro Bowl. I also want to take Daniel Jones stats, too. I mean, the 1,300 yards is a lot. I'd like that yards per carry to go up, but not an awful year from Daniel Jones. I simmed to the Super Bowl. We were unsurprisingly not in the Super Bowl. It's going to be a Rams-Jets Super Bowl. They were the 2 teams at the beginning of the year who I thought were going to be the worst 2 teams. Obviously, the Jets have not been great, and the Rams have been really good. So, re-signing, I think we have to re-sign like Evan Ingram, Dalvin Tomlinson, Byron Jones. So, I'm going to look to re-sign all these players. Yeah, those 3. Yeah, those are the only ones I really need to re-sign. In free agency, I'm extremely tempted to offer John Johnson a contract, but we already have Byron Jones, and the Dolphins are offering him so much. If the Dolphins weren't offering him that much, I would have gone after him. But Dante Tower, and David Andrews are the 2 players I'm going after. I think David Andrews plays for the Patriots, so we're getting 2 Patriot players. We don't need Dante Hightower, but Lorenzo Carter's been extremely disappointing. And David Andrews, we just need I cannot speak. We just need as much offensive line help. Here's a look at the roster going into the last season. It's far from great. Sam Darnold's a 90. We need Jones to have a really good year. Receivers have not changed. We did sign David Andrews. We also drafted this guy like late. And I want him starting over some of our better guys because since he's a rookie, I feel like he can get more XP. Evan Ingram's still a tight end. He's been pretty disappointing. D-line, same from last year. Linebackers, we had a Dante Hightower. Lorenzo Carter's been just extremely disappointing. And in the secondary, we drafted a cornerback, Austin, but other than that, the secondary has not really changed. So hopefully we can do well. At the end of the final season, we go 10-6. We make the wild card round. I want to see Jones' stats. I'm curious how he's doing. He did not get a lot of XP. Yeah, he just hasn't improved. Maybe we should have stuck with Mike Weber. I like the risky move. Not really risky move, but I like the move by getting Jones, but he hasn't really developed. Darnold has a lot of XP. Eagles won 15 games. I don't even think they have Carson Wentz. I think they have some rookie. But here's all the XP. Kendall Fuller with a lot. Not a lot from Maroney. That's not good. I'm going to XP everyone, and hopefully we make the Super Bowl, but probably not. I am going to send to the Super Bowl. My first realistic rebuild. Probably, yeah, I figured. Not going to end off well. The team is actually very solid. Saints and Jets in the Super Bowl. Jets make it again. How far did we go? Okay. Oh, no, we made it to the Conference Championship, so we were one game away from the Super Bowl, but we lost to Dylan McCants and the New Orleans Saints. So the team is pretty talented, obviously led by Sam Darnold. He was the main person in the rebuild. Daniel Jones, he's an 88. I kind of like to go back to this rebuild at one point. I forgot to give Sterling Shepard XP. It's fine, I guess. Evan Engram, he actually made the Pro Bowl this year, so he finally sort of broke out of his shell. Here's the defense. Very talented group. Obviously, not as good as a lot of my normal rebuilds, but we could make trades. So what do you expect? So there should be a poll in the comments with like 5 or 6 of these similar rebuilds, like Saquon Barkley and the Colts. That'll probably be one, but I hope you guys enjoy it. Drop a like and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.
Hey, man!